clearly, correctly, and warmly, how do you feel? It feels different, doesn't it? Because, as Dale Carnegie says, a person's name is the sweetest and most important sound in any language. Did you know that? Our name is a gift that we receive. We haven't earned it, we don't choose it, but we learn to grow to love it. And sometimes we have to defend it. My name is Anupama. It's not Mary, it's not Julie, it's definitely not hey you. And yet, throughout my life, I've heard shortened versions, creatively reconstructed versions, and completely new inventions. Annapurna, Anupama, Annapurna, Anna, Aparna. Have you ever seen someone look at your name, pause, squint, and say, "Can I just call you Sam?" And you're thinking, "That's not my name." Wow, it's fascinating how quickly people want to shorten something they don't immediately understand. But here's what I've learned. When someone shortens your name without permission, they may be shortening your identity without realizing it. Because names carry stories, names carry culture, and names carry meaning. My name, Anupama, means unique. And that meaning shaped how I see myself. Unique doesn't mean better. It doesn't mean louder. It means one of a kind. And being one of a kind sometimes means people stumble over you at first. When I started working in cross-functional teams, marketing, engineering, finance, operations, I noticed something. The people who built influence the fastest were not always the smartest in the room. Guess what? They were the ones who remembered names. They pronounced them correctly, they used them intentionally. That's when I discovered the Maxwell method of communication from leadership expert John C. Maxwell. I've heard him say many times, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And one of the simplest ways to show that you care is to say someone's name correctly. Maxwell also teaches that connection is a foundation of influence. If you want to connect, you must focus on others, not yourself. And what's the personal word you can focus on? Their name. Imagine walking into a meeting for the first time, your first big cross-functional meeting. Big project, different departments, different expertise, different personalities. And at the beginning of the meeting, the project lead does something simple but powerful. She says, instead of, "Let's go around and introduce ourselves," she says, "I'd like each of you to introduce the person to your right and tell us one strength that person brings to the team." Something magical happens. We listen more carefully, we repeat each other's names, we associate names with strengths. Maria, data strategist. Daniel, systems thinker. Aisha, customer advocate. Suddenly, we are not job titles. We are people. That's the Maxwell method in action. Connection before correction. Relationship before results. In cross-functional teams, we speak different professional languages. For example, engineers speak logic, marketers speak emotion, finance speaks numbers, operations, they speak process. But names are universal. When you walk into a room and say, "Good morning, Priya," or "Thank you for that insight, Carlos," or "I appreciate your perspective, Mia," you are building bridges. And bridges build performance. But here's the challenge. Sometimes people mispronounce your name and sometimes they shorten it without asking. I've been called Anu a lot. And early in life, I used to let it slide. It's okay, whatever is easier, doesn't matter. Guess what? It did matter. Because every time I allowed my name to be reshaped for someone else's comfort, I felt slightly less present. Until one day, I decided to gently say, actually, it's pronounced Anupama. Not defensively, not aggressively, but with confidence. And do you know what happened? Most people responded with respect, and some of them said, thank you for correcting me. Because here's the truth, people aren't trying to disrespect you, they are trying to avoid discomfort. And when that happens, it's our responsibility as leaders, because leadership requires us to step into small discomforts, like learning someone's name, to create larger trust. So let's start introducing our friends, our team members by their full name and the strength that they bring. There's something deeply human about hearing your name spoken with care. It says, I see you, I respect you, you matter here. In diverse global cross-functional teams, this becomes even more critical. We work across cultures where names carry heritage, lineage, and identity. So when we say their names, when we learn them, we practice them and use them, we expand our connection. And connection drives collaboration, and collaboration drives innovation, and innovation drives results, all starting with a name.